So as we know, last class already we studied what is menarche and what is menopause, and as well as what is birth control and what is the importance of birth control. So this birth control basically done by preventing pregnancy in females. That is what the common thing. So now these birth control usually will follow different kind of methods. That is what we are having three kinds of methods. So the first one is which already we studied in the last class. That is only what is this? Barrier methods. So in these barrier methods, we will use what are physical devices. So that is what we used to call as condoms and as well as caps we used to call as. So these condoms we used to used by males and the caps are also we used to call as diagrams. That is what used by females, and this both they will prevent the meeting sperms, the ovum, the sperms from the ovum. So they will prevent, it's like a barrier, they will work between them. So they are not allowing us sperms from meeting the ovum by acting as a barricade. So that is why these are called as very important one. First method of birth control, that is only called as barrier method. So here we are having a more important, more than this one to preventing pregnancy, we are having one more importance of this barrier method. So what is that? What is the best benefit of this one? So that is what we have studied. Last class I told you, correct. So what is the benefit of this one? So yes. So the sexually transmitted diseases, which we used to call as STD. Okay. So these sexually transmitted diseases like gonorrhea,
Syphilis.
syphilis, and as well as AIDS, etc. So these all the diseases we used to call as sexually transmitted diseases known as STD. So these all the things which will be prevented by barrier methods in, and this is the most contraception method which will provide the protection against these transmitted diseases. So no other kind of birth control method will give the protection from this STD, sexually transmitted diseases. So that is why we can say this is the most important contraception method which will prevent pregnancy and as well as diseases, sexually transmitted diseases. So now after this, we have been discussed the second type of birth control method. That is what we are discussing. What it is known as chemical methods. So in these chemical methods, basically we'll use a certain kind of pills which is used to manufacture by a certain kind of chemicals which are having a certain kind of hormones which will kills either sperms or they will kills either egg. So that is, so what is that? So basically we're having preventing by using chemical methods. So we're having two kinds of pills. What is the pills? First one, guys. First
Oral pills and vaginal pills, sir.
so this is what the first one, and the second one is called as vaginal pill. So now even this the most famous contraceptive pill, that is what in our India. So that is only the name is called as what? Malad. This is the famous oral pill in our India to prevent the birth control or else the pregnancy for females. So these oral pill, which are made up of a specified drugs, that is what oral contraceptives we used to say, also known as OC pills, oral contraceptive pills. So which they contains a special kind of hormones. So what they will do, they will stop the ovaries from releasing ovum. Means they will not allow the ovaries to release what? To release egg. So as we know, egg lifespan is very small. So 24 hours is only the lifespan of egg. So that what is happening? So it will be preventive. The very effective method of preventing pregnancy, as so long as we are using the pills are taken at the right time, then there is no possibility of getting pregnancy. So this is the most effective method to prevent the pregnancy, but it is having some side effects. Some women, it may be taking the oral pills, they can change the hormonal imbalance in the body. So it may leads to the taking continuous pills, this it may leads to like a permanent loss of pregnancy, and future when they needs baby, maybe it may become difficult to get it. So that is why when the persons who those who are consuming oral pills, they have to take with the doctor's prescription. Under their surveillance only we have to consume it. So that is the first one, oral pills, which will not allow the ovum to release the eggs. So now if it comes to the vaginal pills, so this is another type of pills which does not allow there is no kind of function on the eggs. So only this, what they will do, these vaginal pills, they will contains some kind of chemicals name called as spermicides. Is it a
Foeticide.
yes? So spermicides. So it will only will affect on where it will be only kills the sperms, and which is not allowed to enter the female reproductive system. That is what, even though it is like when you consume this vaginal pills, so then immediately they will affect on the sperm, so that all the sperms will die, so that 100% there is no possibility of formation of fertilization or whatever it is. So this is the second method of preventing pregnancy. So first one is barrier methods. So barrier methods will use two things. What is that? One is condoms and the second one is diaphragm. That is only ways to say cap. So one is used by male and another one is used by female. And the chemical methods we will use two kinds of chemicals. One is oral pills, another one is vaginal pills. Oral pills is to stop the egg, or else we can say to kill the egg, and vaginal pills to kill the sperms, or else male gametes. So everything is preventing what? It will prevent the pregnancy. So now if it comes to the third one, what is the third one, guys? The third method is called as surgical method. So this is the most important one, which basically everybody will follow. After getting one or two babies, you might be seeing they will go for operation. So this is what either male also can go the operation and female also, both they can do. So that is only ways to called as surgical method. So in this surgical method of birth control, now please call to option this fastly. So now in this surgical methods of birth control, what it is happening means they are available for males and as well as females. If you take in males a small portion of the sperm duct, that is what is the name of sperm duct, guys? Anybody? Sperm duct
Vas
also
deferens.
called as. Please respond. Yes, please. So sperm duct also is to called as vas deferens. Do you remember? So what they will do means they just is removed by surgical operation, and both they will cut the ends of this like they will cut these ends both and they will tie it very properly. That's all. So there is no releasing of sperms and there is no carrying out the sperms from with the help of vas defenders, and the storage and all won't be takes place. So definitely there is no production of sperms also. That is what will happen. So just they will cut this vas defense so that the sperms even releases, they won't be carried to the what is that urethra, and they won't be ejected through the penis. That is what it will happen. So that is the first thing. So they will cut a small portion of the sperm duct is removed by surgical operation, and they will tie this both the cut ends properly. That's all. So we are having you might be see we're having a testis outside the body, and on the testis some kind of temporary collector is there. So what is this temporary collector name called as, guys? So from here we are going it is going a vas vas defenders. So this one, they will cut a small portion of this one and it will turns into a vas defenders will turns into like this. And this part they will tie properly and this part also they will tie properly. So they will just break the connection between them. So that's all. So that there is no supply of sperms. So that's all. Then it is not possible to get the babies. That is only ways to called as ligated, or we can say tied, we can say. Both are similar words. So once they will remove the small part of this vas differs, so then they will tie like this both the ends so that there is no connection between the transportation of sperms from testis to penis. So that finally what happened? There is no formation of there is no production of male gametes, then it is not possible for the formation of fertilization, whatever it is. So what we used to call this storage, guys? Epidynamis. Yes or no? Epidynamis. So this epidynamis, after they will cut it. That is what we used to say sperm duct. So then they will tie this one. So that is what it is used to happen. So this is coming to the males. Now if it comes to this surgical procedure which is carried out in males, only which is carried out in males is only called as vasectomy. That is the name of that procedure. So to remove this a small portion of this vas deferens and tying properly on both the ends, that is what we used to call as vasectomy. Okay, that is the name of this one. So this is the first method, a surgical method to prevent the pregnancy, which is used to do by males. That is, so in testis, male reproductive system, it is used to do it. So please write it. Vasectomy, surgical operations also again two things. For what? One is for male, another one is for females. So males what we used to call vasectomy. So next, female we used to call as tuberectomy. Tuberectomy we used to call as vasectomy and tubectomy. Female we used to call as tubectomy. I will say what is this tubectomy. So first of all, you write vasectomy. What is vasectomy, guys? A surgical procedure carried out. A surgical procedure carried out in male is called vasectomy. In male is called vasectomy. In male is called vasectomy. A surgical procedure carried out in males is called vasectomy. Is called vasectomy. So what they will do in this vasectomy, guys? Please respond. You have to write only writing surgical procedure in male is not. What will happen in this?
Small portion of sperm duct will be cut and tied at the
of vas difference. That is what we used to call as sperm duct, and they will tie the both the ends. That is all. That is what you have to write it. So explanation you have to write it. So your own you can write. So small portion of the sperm duct is removed by surgical operation, and both the cut ends are tied properly. That is only we used to call as vasectomy. So now coming to the female reproductive system. So as we know, female reproductive system, we are having how many ovumes? Female reproductive system, please respond. So female reproductive system, they are having two kinds of ovumes. Is it yes or no? Please respond. So now, and these ovumes are connected with some kind of a tube-like structures. This is what we used to call as ovumes. So folicides. So now here we're having two kinds of tube-like structures. What is this tubes called as? Once the egg is released, it will start moving. That is only called as what? Please respond.
Oviduct.
That is oviducts. So this is also called as oviduct, and also another name of oviduct. What is this, guys?
Fallopian tube.
Fallopian tubes. So these fallopian tubes are oviducts. They will remove by surgical operation both a small portion of this one, this side and this side. The small portion of this oviducts is removed by surgical operation, and these cut ends are again ligated properly or tied properly. So this only prevents the ovum from entering into the oviduct. So here barricade, they will cut end. So this and this they will tie properly so that what is happening? Even though the egg is releasing, it is not possible to reach the sperm. So sperm will come here, but there is no opening, so that there is no fertilization will take place. So this is only we used to call it as basically after getting one or two baby, most of the for the girls only used to do. So gents most probably they won't go with the vasectomy. Girls only they used to go with this. So this surgical operation carried out in females is only called as tubectomy. Understand? So in this what they will do? They will cut the small portion of oviducts and both the ends they will tie. That's all. That is only called as tubectomy. Write it. The surgical procedure carried out in females, the surgical procedure carried out in females is called tubectomy. The surgical procedure carried out in females is called the surgical procedure carried out in females is called tubectomy. So in this tubectomy, what they will do? What they will do in this tubectomy?
Sir, in Oviduct and drop into the small portion of cut it.
They'll cut the small portion of oviduct and they will tie the ends properly. That's all. Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, please make it everything. So now this is all about the methods. Now one more method is there. That is what we used to say is maybe like we can say advanced technique also. That is not will come under birth control methods. Basically, birth control methods means we will study three only. One is barrier methods, next one is chemical methods, next one is surgical methods. So one more thing is there. That is what intra-urine contraceptive device. That is what IUCD we used to call as. So that is only we used to say the fourth method of birth control. So let us see that what it is. IUCD. So please write it. IUCD means intra-uterine contraceptive device. Uterine contraceptive device. Is it okay? So that is only IUCD. So now the use of this intra-uterine contraceptive device we used to call a copper T also. Understand? So it is also we used to call a name called as copper T, we used to say. So this is also very effective in preventive pregnancy. So this IUCD is only we can say this copper T. So now here you can see a copper T is placed inside the uterus by a doctor or any kind of trained nurse, and this copper T prevents the implantation of fertilized egg in the uterus directly. So if a woman uses this copper T, a method of contraception for avoiding unwanted pregnancies, then this copper T cannot protect her from acquiring sexually transmitted diseases. That is the only difference between the physical barriers and as well as this IUCD. So it is a certain kind of a device where after copulation or else after the meeting, so they are having a fear or else maybe the fertilization also over. So once the fertilization over, who will form? So the male gamete will go and meet the female gamete. So that what is happening? We used to get the fertilized egg. That is what we used to call it as what? A zygote will form. So zygote will start developing after few 8 weeks. So it will start forming into what? Embryo. Now, embryo in this stage it needs to further develop. So it will come by the time it will reaches to where? It will reaches to the uterus. So it will reaches to the uterus. So as we know, before developing the embryo itself, the uterus will become what? The uterus walls will become very spongy and very thick. Is it yes or no, guys? Spongy and they will become thick with the help of blood vessels. Yes or no? Blood capillaries or vessels. So now this copper T is a mission. They will keep directly into the female reproductive system, that is what uterus, and they will clean this a spongy, a thick-like substance. Did you understand what I'm saying? So they will remove this all the blood everything which is present there, which will help to implantation the fertilized egg. Understand, guys? So that what is happening, the implantation of the fertilized egg is not possible at the uterus, so that it will come outside through the vaginal bleeding. So they will remove it with the help of mission. That is what IUCD we used to call it as. And this is the most famous method nowadays. It is like a painless painkiller. There is no pain, there is no consumption of tablets and all. So once it is confirmed, even pregnancy is confirmed, still they don't want the pregnancy. So some kind of a trained doctors or nurse, they will keep this mission and they will inside the uterus and they will remove it everything. That's all. So it will prevent the pregnancy. This is only we can say manual abortion. You might be heard. Doctors only sometimes, if there is no proper growth of the baby or something, after 3 months also they used to do the abortion. Have you seen, guys? You may be heard. It's not unofficial abortion. So official abortion, if there is no proper growth of the baby, so after 3 months we used to observe that head, legs and all will start forming. Yes or no? So that is what monthly scanning they used to do. So if they'll feel that there is no proper growth of brain or there is no proper growth of body parts and all, then at that stage also, with the help of this copper T mission, they will remove that undeveloped or ungrowthed body. That is what we used to call it as fetus. So this fetus they used to remove from the uterus. So it will leads to, that is only we used to call it as miscarriage. So this miscarriage naturally will happen, and sometimes unnecessary pregnancies they will remove by this, and sometimes there is no proper growth. Doctors itself they will use this one and they will remove. But this method is basically banned in our India, because that is what a female feticides. People are scanning after the 3 months. People are scanning either it is a male baby or female baby, and if it is a female baby, you might be heard so many cases. Recently, also in one Kerala hospital, they used to find around 30 to 40 kids skeleton, like a small baby skeletons they used to found. That is all done by unauthorized pregnancy prevention. That is what miscarriage they have been done. They removed the pregnancies. Even grown-up babies like 6 months, 7 months babies also they removed and they killed inside the hospitals only, and they have been buried there. So recently some surgical right they have been done, and there they have been found that. So that is only we used to call it as female, stop the female feticides. You might be heard. So many kind of even measures are taken by the government also, because to make the sex ratio balanced. Because for a healthy society, a male and female sex ratio must be maintained almost at the same level. So it's already in India, even particular areas if you take for averagely 1,000 boys, if you consider, even some areas 850 girls is only available. That is the sex ratio. And some areas averagely in India 956 girls is available. So for 1,000 boys. So this is what the present sex ratio of India. But if it will leads to the much variations between this male and female, it may not leads to the a good culture society. It may leads to the very problematic society. So that is. But most of the case you can see, even still it is happening. A few years before you might be don't know. 1994, our Indian government has been bought one act. That is what it is completely banned. If you'll go to some kind of like what we can say, these pregnancy hospitals where the pregnancy ladies will treat, or else general hospitals also a little bit bigger, you can see they used to keep a board there. Here the sex determination is not be taking place. It is illegal act, like that. They used to say that the government has been already formed some law where it is not possible to find the any kind of sex determination, like that. They will keep the boards. Have you seen under this act it is punishable, like that? You might be see it. Yes, guys. So this sex determination, that is what determination of sex of fetuses is completely banned in our India or even some countries, because there it is killing of female feticides is happening more and more. So it may lead to the very dangerous society. So this unborn girl child, the killing of or get rid of female fetuses or unborn girl child is only called as female killing. That is only ways to called as a killing of the unborn girl child only called as female feticide. So it should not be happen to make the better society. So that is why a government is also taking so many measures, and still they're trying to create a lot of awareness to stop this female feticides, but still it is running some part of the throughout the world. In some areas, the sex ratio is already become drastically a lot of changes. But everybody you have to remember, even a male or a female, some doctors, those who are doing this sex determination and as well as removing this pregnancy and all, this still happening. So that is only for seeking some quick money and all to grow much faster. These people will commit like this kind of things. Or else maybe some parents getting girl baby, it maybe leads to the so many things. You know, our Indian systems like making dowry, growing the girl babies maybe leads to difficulties. Lot of things they used to consider when they will used to get the girl baby. So that is what it is used to happen. And the female feticides used to happen in India, most probably in so many places of India. But nowadays only it is reducing because of strict actions taken by the central governments. So now here you can see this is only the killing of unborn baby is only called as before birth. We used to call as prenatal. It is called as prenatal, means before birth itself they will determine the sex of a baby, and if it is a girl baby they are planning to remove that feticide. That is what we used to call as female feticides. So killing of girl baby is only called as female feticide. Please write it. Female feticides. Stop female feticides, we can say. First we should learn female feticide. So what do you mean by female feticide, guys? A killing of the unborn girl child. Killing of the unborn girl child. Unborn girl child is called female feticide. So those who are committing this, everybody should remember that. Those who are already, you can see, a female feticide is a matter of shame for the couples who are committing these, parents, a male or female, whatever it is, a mother or father, because you can see even the doctors who is performing this, you can see these surgical abortions before itself, prenatal, before birth itself, they are determining the sex. And if it is a daughters, they are thinking that daughters are less than sons, but there is no remember that there is no difference between daughters and sons. Even daughters are not less than sons in anything. So even you can take here this murdering this unborn girl child may leads to the dangerous society, because the sex ratios of this male and female in society may to make the healthy society and prosperities, everything, the sex ratios must be balanced. If it will become imbalanced, it will become even the violence, more male dominations, and as well as it will lead to certain areas, particularly you might be understand because you are all in a stage of to understand matured stage. So if this sex ratio is imbalanced in male and female, so then may not get couples at a certain stage, matured stage, may so many men may not get the like what we can say marriages or wives. So it may lead to the another kind of violations and dangerous society. So that is also very dangerous. So that is why every man or woman all should remember that they should not forget that our mother is also a one daughter. First of all, she is also a female. Our sister is a female, and even men's particularly those will always encourage even without concern of the female, they used to committed this female foeticide because they remember their wife is also a female. So everything is female. So this society, female is more important even than male, because they only will give birth, they only will make us to grow, they only will make us take care of all the things. That is why we have to give importance for that. So daughters are nothing less than sons. So that is why everybody need to help to stop this female foeticides, and we have to take legal actions if somewhere it is going illegal. So this is what everybody should learn from these days, because you are the future of this everybody. So this is what you may become so many doctors in future, or you might becomes everybody parents. So all should remember that this killing of a female unborn girl child is completely illegal, and it is not we are supporting for a good society. So that is what I want to say. So now coming to here, the last concept in this chapter, which we are going to end this today, that is only the STD. So this is the most important one, which basically used to ask at least one more question if it is general normal academic year. So this is what we used to say STD. So what do you mean by STD, guys? Anybody can say? STD means
Sexually transmitted diseases.
sexually transmitted diseases. So this sexually transmitted diseases usually, I already told you, in physical barriers where we are using the condoms and as well as cops. So there we have been studied about the sexually transmitted diseases. So these physical barriers only the most famous method which will prevent these sexually transmitted diseases. So as we know, what do you mean by first this STD? Anybody can say? What do you mean by this STD? First of all, so remember, because of meeting or copulation, like male and female body, because of their copulation, sexual contact with an infected person means some person may, like male or female, is infected with some kind of diseases which is related to the this sexual reproductive systems. Then because of the copulation, it may transmitted to another person also. So this is only we used to call as STD. So because of sexual contact, it is infected from a person to another person is only called as STD. So a healthy person also can get STD by making a sexual contact with an infected person. So some of the most common sexually transmitted diseases are three. So that is in that the one well-known famous disease which you people already know, that is like a lifelong sin for everybody, that is only AIDS. So as we know, what do you mean by AIDS, guys? So this is the permanent disease. So once it is acquired, it is affected by a person, then it is only the way is death only. So within short period of time, the people leads to die. That is only used to called as acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So this is only will affect directly our immune system and it leads to slowly death. That is AIDS we used to say. And the first one is, you people know, that is only gonorrhea we used to call as. So and the second one is called as syphilis. So these are the three common sexually transmitted diseases. So now let us see one by one what it is. So this gonorrhea and syphilis both are caused by bacteria. Both are caused by what? They are caused by bacteria, and these bacteria which will cause these diseases spread through the sexual contact with an infected person. So the most common type of these sexually transmitted diseases are burning sensation of urination. Understand? So during urination, then you can see like when the urine is passing through the urethral discharge or containing any kind of pus and all, the source in the genitals will takes place. And this gonorrhea and syphilis are curable diseases only, but it will cause us for itching and painful action during the ejection of that is urine. That is what we used to call as urination, we can say. Understand everyone? So that is the symptoms of this gonorrhea and syphilis. Both are curable diseases only. And the most important one here, which is not curable, there is no kind of vaccination or whatever it is till now. That is only we used to call as AIDS. So this AIDS is caused by the virus. That virus is only we used to known as HIV. So you might be heard the AIDS is a disease which is caused by a virus used to called as HIV. This HIV full form is what? Human immunodeficiency virus. Human immunodeficiency Deficiency virus. So this is only causing for HIV, AIDS. So this AIDS damages the body immune system. That is what immune system. What is our immune system, guys? Anybody? Our white blood cells is only our immune system. Yes or no? Please tell me. Our white blood cells is only our immune system, correct? So it will affect directly on our immune system. Then body becomes weak and it cannot be protected itself against this infection. Finally, it will lead to the death only. So it is a very dangerous disease. There is no cure till now. So that is why no definite cure has been found for this AIDS disease so far. So we have to be very careful during the copulation. The person, the partner, those who are selecting, we have to test whether it has been affected already with these kind of dangerous diseases or not. So the most dangerous disease in this present, more than even the corona, is this AIDS only, because no vaccination, no medicine, nothing for it. So this is all about what is this sexually transmitted diseases. So meeting is going to